How's it going, guys, and welcome to another episode of Career Mode. It's episode 121. I'm doing a quick intro because, annoyingly, the stream went down for some strange reason. I do not know why, but we're back on air right now. We're on P3 on the grid, so we won't see any of that. It is going to stop raining, guys. We've lowered the fuel down as well, just while you were off there. So, we're going to see how we get on there. And that guy is getting a time out for swearing, so goodbye, sir. And someone's beat me to it, so on there. So it is going to be a dry race either way with a bit of rain, so we're going to see how we get on with that. And lucky for you guys, you get to see the setup once again right here. So it is on your screen, guys. If you want to use it, write it down on a piece of paper, and then obviously, you know, send it to me if you want to, and give me some feedback on it. So no formation app in the series, guys, if you do remember, or have been a regular of the series. So if you are new, then please make sure to slap a like on this and subscribe. Also on Twitch as well, we are live over there. So if you want to watch the stream, guys, then just come over and say hello to us, really. So see how we get on there. So no formation app once again, and we'll see how we get on with this as we will get ready to go right about now, guys. As I'm hoping everything is fine right now. I'm hoping so, that everyone's still here. So if you could, guys, let me know, I would really appreciate it. If not, we'll restart the stream. We'll restart the whole thing again. But anyway, the lights are on here. It's the Austrian Grand Prix with P3, lads. So this should be interesting as the lights are out and away we go here in Austria. And it's a reasonable start, a fantastic start actually. And we just got a little bit loose there on the back end of the car. So nowhere to go. Just made contact with Verstappen, but we got away with it really. And we've not lost any positions, well, not really two positions, but start off with the contact with Ricciardo. We had such a good run, but just the wheel spin just cost us there, but we just lock up, so it's been a very poor start here from us. Very poor start. Everyone's going off the track in front of us. And we could see a safety car maybe, because there's a bit of a pile up there behind us. We'll wait and see, but not a good start really. As the AI, I don't know, but the start was a good one until right at the end of turn one. But we got away with it though, but we'll see how we got on this. P5's not too bad though. Hamilton, who got the penalty in qualifying in Q1 actually, is on our trumpets right now, so not what we need, but the rain is going to ease off, and then we've got to think about a strategy call on what tyre to go on for the end of the race. Maybe go on the softs to the end, maybe. I don't know what tyre strategy is best, but Jeff will probably inform us of what tyre to go on. But we're going to start the second lap then. Everything's been cleared, so we are all good to continue. It's taking it nice and easy through turn one. A little bit early on the power there. Hamilton's going to have a chance, so we're going to have to go up to Rich Mix to try and hold him off there. He's actually side by side with me, but we've got this, the actual setup here to help us in the race. Try and go full lock there, and we've got someone coming down the inside of Hamilton. I don't know who it is, but I'll have a look behind. I think it was a Williams, I think, a Bottas maybe, I don't know. But let's go into Rich Mix, lean mix again, so we're going to catch up to the front pack who are all being checked up there. It's actually Massa behind because Bottas is in P4 right there. But we are catching up to these top four drivers who are starting to get into a train, which you guys know very well, that AI in a train slows them down massively, so we can catch up massively on the pack ahead and get up to where we were on the grid. Back end slides out a little bit, but we are putting away from Hamilton behind, so clear of one Mercedes driver. We've got another one to catch up on, but we don't know when this rain's going to end. But in the cycle which you saw before when we were on the grid, it's like wet, then the rest is dry. As we go purple actually, fastest man on the track. A 1:20.9 for us, so a very respectable time there from us, I have to say. So we're doing very well. Oh, off the track there. So we're now purple in the first sector again, but this train is helping me massively right now catch up. This is what we need, chaps. This is definitely what we need. We'll look into Jeff in a minute regarding the rain. See when this will, but we have been really good in the past in any car in the wet, so just forgot to shift up there to fifth gear, I think it was. But you know, guys, we've been very quick in the wet, and this is our first race in the car in wet conditions in the race with race fuel, so it feels not too bad actually. So can we do what we did in Brazil when it rained on Inters, guys, for the whole race, and we pulled off a one-stop strategy and the rest of the field did 2 stops? So I'm thinking, will the cars ahead of me do 2 stops on Inters before it dries up? That's the big question, and once again we go fastest of all. We're now to a 20.6 right now as Rosberg still leads this race. But a little bit loose there, but the AI, the issue I have with the AI in the wet is they're at times slow, as Verstappen's falling ever backwards to the back of Valtteri Bottas, and it's going to potentially become a freeway. Verstappen's got issues here on his rear traction, and we're going to take it easily on him there, and we move up to P4 with Verstappen's mistake. We are running a lighter car. Oh, late dive move there on Bottas, but we did lock up the front tyres, but we managed to somehow still keep the position, avoid action. Oh, we're going to get dry conditions in a minute, but we were lucky to avoid contact with Bottas there, and we still got the position. This is what I mean by the AI not particularly doing that well in the wet when it's overtaking or whatnot. But here comes Bottas then. He's going to think of a move down the inside to get back 3rd place, but got to give him space because the arrow there was flashing, which means he is side by side with me at some point of our 2 cars, so that didn't really help us. Lost a bit of time to the 2 up ahead, but we're back to where we started now on the grid. So now we need to really get a move on here, especially with the dry conditions coming. The interesting thing is, what tyres will we go on is the question. We could do softs to the end of the race, I feel, if we get to somewhere like lap 10, lap 10 to 12, I feel. Oh, Bottas has just tapped us there, guys. Bottas has just tapped us there. I was going to pull to the right because he was going to go to the left, but he just followed me, really. So Bottas has got damage from his, really don't know what he was doing there. I was going to go to the right to defend, but he just followed me and just went into the back of me, so oops to any Bottas fans out there. I know some of you are supporting Bottas this season at Mercedes, of course. Back end slides a little bit there. So we're still going though, lap 5. We're going to call in Jeff in a minute and see what the situation is. People are still staying out. A little bit of grip loss here as the track is drying up very quickly. You saw in a previous career mode round here how quickly the track gets wet. And you see there's not really a lot of standing water now on the track. So if we keep this up, we could be going on to dries very quickly actually. So we just need a little bit of grip there. But we'll see how we get on. People are saying ultras and super softs would be the best strategy call, but we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, because we're starting on inters and wet to dry, we won't have to worry about the mandatory tyre rule. So let me know, guys, in the chat what tyres we go on next. Obviously, it's not going to be inters, so I will need to change that quickly before we go to the pit stop phases. Obviously, you've got to keep an eye on the DRS thing at the top as well when it gets enabled, because that's when, or even the safety car. If the safety car comes out, that's going to be interesting if anyone pits or not, and if the track dries up or not. And I say that as it comes out. This is going to be a very tough decision to make. This is a very tough strategy call here. I do not know to go either onto dries or... It's wet at the minute. It's too wet to go out. It's just too wet right now to go on to dries, and I just feel it's not going to be dry enough. So we'll wait and see if anyone pits or not. I doubt anyone's going to pit, but... this is going to throw a spanner in the works here. I just don't know what to do right now. It's still wet right now because you can still see the spray coming off the inters. I think we're just short by about a couple of laps maybe. But we'll see how the track develops right now. It's still wet at the minute. But maybe we'll see some people come into the pits maybe. We'll have to... But for the first time this season, guys, we have a safety car. It's great to have it finally make its appearance. It should have made one in Monaco, if I'm honest. There you go. Even Jeff tells me to stay out on the inters for now. Just feel we kind of made the mistake one time in an episode, if I remember. We pitted too early, even when the safety car came out, and it's just too damp at the minute. There's just no point to pit yet. This is where you need Reese right now, and he's not around. If anyone's got Reese on Twitter, spam him right now with tweets and get him on here. But this is a tough decision to make right now. A very tough decision. It's still wet, but we will jump onto some super softs, regardless of what we're going to do. But if they pit for inters right now, this is going to be quite a surprise, really. So Rosberg's still out. Ricciardo stays out as well. No one's pitting yet, so we're not really losing much here, but Hayden's like, pit, Ryan, pit. I may pit the end of this lap, maybe, because I just don't know.
Okay, we're low on fuel. Try shifting up the gears a little sooner. This should help us save some fuel.
So this is going to be probably the toughest decision of the series so far by a long shot. People are saying pit lap 10. Someone's saying pit. A lot of you saying pit now, some of you saying not. But what tyre should we go on, guys? Maybe go on softs? Super softs? We have got 2 sets of ultras as well to play with as well, remember. That we could use. So we could be doing a 1-stop or 2-stop. A lot of you are saying pit. And someone says lap 36 pit. Someone's saying go to inters. No point, the track's drying up. I think this is now dry territory. I've got a feeling. But if the safety car pits this lap, there's just no point unless all the field pit now. So we'll see what happens here. Still a little bit damp though. Seeing the spray from Ricciardo's car, we need to make contact with him there. Just gotta wait and see what the safety car does here. If it will pit, is it staying out? We're about to find out. Is he gonna? No, it's staying out for another lap. So Hayden says softs, so we'll go softs. Then we could do ultras at the end of the race, because I think the super softs run for about 15 laps, and then obviously the softs can go very far. So we could just do that. You could go softs and then ultras to the end of the race. So we shall do that. Yep. I think it's too early for slicks, but we'll see if these guys will pit when first and second pit. I think that's the best option for us right now. It is now sort of bone dry. I think they'll pit this lap, you know. But let me know, guys, what tyre shall I go on? Super soft, softs? We have got a fresh set of ultras, by the way. I'm just going to quickly go through this quickly to the chat. We've got 2 fresh sets of ultras, a fresh set of super softs, and a fresh set of softs. Your decision is down to you guys. So what tyre shall we go on now? As we're now out of the fuel light warning zone, which is fantastic already. It's only been 9 laps, and we were 3 laps down on fuel. So that's definitely what we want. But the safety car will be boxing this lap, guys, so we'll see what the field do, and I will be following whatever they do, so I've got to keep an eye on what they do. But here we go. It's coming in this lap, guys.
Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember there is no overtaking until the first safety car line. Stay in position until the green flags.
So we'll About to find out right now. Medium tyres. Softs. Everyone's saying softs, so we'll go softs. We're about to find out what Rosberg does here. Is he going to pit? I don't think they will pit, you know. I think they'll do another lap. About to find out. Yep, Rosberg's going. Let's go racing, boys. It's still a bit damp, so I think it's the best call. We're still on these tyres. No one's pitting yet. But we're going green, guys. Once again on lap 10. And it's now going to be dry for the whole race as the back end slides out, so I think that is definitely time for us to pit. This time I will pit this time. I think the track is now, this bit looks bone dry right now, as we've got Bottas right behind us, who had the broken front wing damage, if you guys remember, from him slamming into the back of us, so there we go. There's Jeff's call. Can't remember what button it is, but we're doing the soft tyre strategy, so I'm not even going to look at what Jeff's got in mind for me. Yep, definitely time now. Back end sliding all over the place now. It's like being in an ice rink right now. As Ricciardo and Rosberg are pulling away from us a little bit. Back end slides out again, but we will make our pit stop right now, as I think Ricciardo's coming in. All the leaders are coming in, so we're doing the same thing. Trying to keep it in within the track of the pit entry line. As we'll make our pit stop now, and Ericsson's in the pits as well. This is going to be a bit awkward right now. Will be a bit better. Apparently Ben's better than me. I don't really rate that, so me and Ben are very equal. Everyone's equal in career modes. Anyway, let's go. Onto the dries. Ricciardo's on the super softs. Oh, we've got to be careful of turn 1. Remember, we kept hitting the wall here in qualifying. Oh, just avoiding a penalty there with the white line on pit exit. We got away with that there, but we can now attack. We will be going on to ultras next. Still a little bit damp in corners, but the track is now. I know now Ricciardo is going to be. Actually, Rosberg's behind us. I forgot about that. So Ricciardo is actually now the race leader. And Ricciardo is being held up massively here by Jody and Palmer. Just got to get past him here. Ricciardo's going for the move down the inside on Jody, and we're going to back off it in case of incident. As we've had incidents with Jody and Palmer before, if you guys remember very well, in Bahrain. But we're through, and we're up to P9 now, or technically P2. Once the field pits, obviously we did not pit that last lap because of the, you know, but we did the double shuffle there. Did a little more GP, so Ericsson's somewhere. Hamilton is in the pits, I believe. So as it stands, it will be Ricciardo leading, us in second, and Rosberg in P3. As there is everyone now is in the pits. As we're going to save a little bit of fuel now behind Ricciardo up the hill here. I feel it's the best option. Save a bit of fuel and see what the pace is of the super softs compared to soft tyres. Obviously we've got to keep an eye on Rosberg behind. He is on the same strategy as us. We could maybe get these tyres to the end of the race. That would be a bit optimistic, I'm not going to lie, but it is worth a shot maybe. Just saying. You can see it goes to lap 34. So there could be a chance here of getting it to that territory. So we could maybe get these to the end of the race, you know. It would be very bold to do, but we have got the ultras in case we don't do that strategy. But Ricciardo will be quicker than us at this point. Obviously, he is on the quicker tyre than us. And we have got Rosberg catching us up a little bit, so we're going to go back to standard. But I feel now our fuel shouldn't be that bad now on standard mix. As we saw last time in Baku, where it was a highly demanding track for fuel management, so not what we need. But as you can see, Ricciardo's catching us now. Rosberg, sorry, is Ricciardo sets the fastest lap as he's now into the 1:14s, and Rosberg is all over the back of us now. And I just saw the chat there, nice DRS. Forgot to put it on, guys, I do apologise. But the battle now is with the Mercedes, and we know how quick they are, being the fastest team in the grid. So Rosberg's going to still be with us. Don't know who's behind him though in P4. So we're going to crank it up to standard again. Keep it on standard for the whole race now, if I'm honest. Still got to brake a little bit early for the corners. Still not got the grip in these soft tyres. They're not at the temperature just yet, but they will be as we go purple in the middle sector, running a little bit wide as well, like we did in our qualifying Q3 run, which cost us a chance of pole. But here comes Rosberg. Has got a good run on us there and backs out of it a little bit there. Did flash there, so I was kind of concerned he was going to hit me again, like Bottas did to me. But he's going to get a good exit here, is Nico Rosberg, as Ricciardo again sets the fastest lap. Here comes Rosberg, down the inside he goes, and we're just going to let him through. He's going to be tight through one, so we're going to take the initiative back again. Thank you very much, Rosberg, for that, and we're back to P2. So knew that was going to happen. Just let him through. Is the tactic. Should I try a one-stop, lads? Shall we try and pull off a one-stop if we can? It can be done. I've got a suspicion we could really, you know, should be quite interesting. Tom, good to see you, mate, in the chat. It's great to see you find recording again. Absolutely fantastic, mate, to see you back recording stuff. Here comes Rosberg again. Just trying to defend hard from Rosberg. We know Ricciardo is going to be faster because he's on the quicker tyre. I think Ricciardo's doing 2 stops, but he may even have to do 3 stops actually, I don't know. But here comes Rosberg again. Again, backs out of it there, which is completely fine for us for the time being. Coming into the last corner, get a good exit here. Ricciardo is absolutely flying right now on the track. Which is good for all the Red Bull fans here at the Red Bull ring. Here comes Rosberg again, and the same thing again. We're just going to do the same thing. Rosberg goes quite deep. Thank you very much. We'll take that position back. And now we're going to have to defend again. So we're going to stay to the outside this time. Vettel's fastest man on track. And again, nearly there as Rosberg outbrakes me actually into the hairpin. Good move that from Rosberg. I give him that. Props to him. And he's up to P2 now. And we've got Pascal Wehrlein behind in P4. So man look pretty strong here. As long as we stay behind Rosberg here, should be fine. Who's with Wehrlein? Oh, Perez. Perez and Wehrlein having a battle for P4 behind. So we're still in the podium positions, but Rosberg will pull away. Grosjean's out. The Frenchman gets out of the race, which is a shame. And he's parked it up there, and we've got a virtual safety car, guys. We've now got a cheeky virtual safety car. I would pit actually for ultras because I can go to the end potentially on them, but no point. Oh, let's see how we get on here. Let's try and catch up to Rosberg. We have to do the cheat here, the virtual safety car glitch thing, which I just don't like seeing, but I'm going to try and outfox Rosberg here on this restart, because you guys know you don't get penalised if the delta, when the virtual safety car is ending, you can literally go as soon as it says virtual ending, because you won't get penalised, as I will show you in a minute, which I will let Rosberg through, because it's not realistic, and you would be penalised if, here we go, so you can see now, technically right now, if we pass Rosberg like that, watch. Oh, they've actually fixed it. They've actually fixed the patch. That's good. Because before the patch came out, under virtual safety car, once it goes green, you can gain time and pass a car as well. So that's good that they've sorted that out. So it's good to see. But I just wish the Delta thing, you know, they should fix that a little bit. But I don't know if it's possible or not. But I'm glad they fixed the illegal overtake thing, so it's good to see that they've got that working, and we're back to where we were. 20 laps on ultras, yeah. I was thinking 2 10-lappers on ultras. You wouldn't lose that much time really. Still got 20 laps to go though. Tyres not looking too bad actually, as you can see by the tyre wear.
The gap to the car behind is 1.4 seconds.
Perez is up to P4 now, so maybe a contact there with the two cars there of Perez and Wehrlein. I'm not too sure, but it's a little bit too deep into that corner with the lockup, but we're catching up to Rosberg again. Nearly at 200 viewers as well. It's absolutely insane for YouTube. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this. Make sure to share the stream out as well if you're watching this on Twitch as well as YouTube for our Little More GP car.
If the situation changes, we'll let you know.
As next week, next race, which will be on Friday, is of course the British Grand Prix, our home patch, our first home race for Little More GP. But before we go into that, Ricciardo fastest man on track, Rosberg's the fastest man on track, and we slot in second fastest of all with a 10.9 as Rosberg's done a 10.7, as Wehrlein and Perez are still fighting for P4 on there. But the next race, guys, there is going to be a little bit of change to the livery for a one-off race. The R, which you can see in the T-cam right now, will be filled with pictures of you guys that have donated to the channel recently to help me get this wheel right now. So all those people will be stuck in the R, and it will look quite nice, and it will feel like you're in the driver's seat with myself. So I'm actually looking forward to that. So I'll probably make the R a bit bigger or something like that, and I'll probably put some thank you like hashtag or something on it. So we'll see what I'll have a word with Chris after the stream and see if we can get a plan worked. Massive moment there. Massive moment of understeer and oversteer through that chicane section as Rosberg's pulling away from us now. Nothing we can do really about that. The Mercedes is just too damn quick for us here today. We still have a chance, not running anything out as we now are at half distance in this race.
Okay, distance to teammate.
But tomorrow, guys, is going to be Race with the Subs tomorrow night at its usual time slot of 8 o'clock at night. So if you want to be racing in that, guys, Tom, I'm looking at you for this one as well. It'd be nice to have Tom involved with this, Tom97HD, if he's watching this still, to be involved in the Race with the Subs for the very first time in its, 11th episode. Which would be quite cool to have some fellow special guests, some YouTubers getting involved as well. But tomorrow I will be recording videos tomorrow in the daytime, so there'll be no streaming. Obviously I've got to allow Chris a couple of days to get the car sorted out, fix the number as well, plus the steering wheel that some of you guys have mentioned, and of course adding the special pictures on to you guys as well that have donated to the channel over the last few weeks to get us to where we are now. Continuing making videos for you guys as Ricciardo's in the pits, I believe. He is indeed, so we are now got the fastest lap of the race, and we're P2 as well in this race. And I've got to say, guys, look at the tyre wear. It's not that bad, is it? 26%. We could actually go all the way here. We could go all the way to the end of the race, you know. I've got a feeling we could go to the end of the race. I don't know what you guys think, but at the minute, with 26% tyre wear, if you double it from where we are, it'll be what, 50 odd %, so we could go to the end of the race. I don't know what you guys think, but we could do it. We'll look at when we get to lap 30 and see what Rosberg does and what we do, and look at tyre wear and the gap. Verstappen's up to P3 now, but me and Rosberg are pulled away from the field. We've got a 6-second gap, 7-second gap now to Verstappen behind. We're going to see how we get on here. Go through the penultimate corner, and again we just need to be matching Rosberg here on pace, but tyre wear looking pretty good, guys. Gap's 1.8 seconds to the leader of Rosberg. Obviously Verstappen may be quicker than us at this point with him on super soft as he's in the pits, as Pascal Wehrlein's up to P3 now. It is risky, but we could win a race here if we do the one stop. We saw in season 1 that Romain Grosjean pulled off a one stopper and won the race for Haas, remember. as Ericsson's in the pits, so he's making his first pit, his second pit stop of the race. We're going to continue on our merry ways though. I think it's worth staying out, you know. I'm going to do it. We're going to stay out. Put off the one stop. We've done one stops on this new patch that came out, especially at Monza, just about, but Austrian, I'm quite surprised about really, the tyre wear, I have to say. I wonder if Rosberg's going to do the same thing, or will he pit for ultras maybe and hunt me down on the last couple of laps? So we could be in for an exciting race here. So we're going to find out. Gap's still 1.8 seconds, so we have matched Rosberg on that last lap. So it's pretty good actually. We're maintaining the gap, and we're in standard as well, so we are saving a little bit of fuel right now.
Okay, some information on Raikkonen. They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
It's just going from bad to worse for Ferrari once again. Raikkonen's got issues now with his car, but look at that train there. Perez is leading. Look at the amount of cars there. There's what, about 8 cars there? So we're coming up then to 14 laps to go then. Tyres looking pretty okay at this point. But when we hit the 50% mark, that's where we're going to have to be thinking about grip. And once Rosberg pits, we have to absolutely floor it. Try and build a gap. Try and close this gap up now to about 1.5 seconds. And then when he pits, we should be okay. But we run a little bit wide there at the last corner. Not what you wanted to be doing. As long as we do some short shifts as well, that should help us as well out of the slow corners. 2.5 seconds is the gap. We lost 7 tenths that lap. Just keep doing what we're doing. Short shifting is the best option here. So still matching Rosberg in the first sector, which isn't too bad. We're only 12 viewers away from 200 viewers on the YouTube side of things, which is ridiculous. So thank you very much to all those people watching right now live on YouTube, Twitch as well. I don't know how many viewers we've got over there, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty good.
Rosberg's the race leader.
Yes, I know, Jeff. I know Rosberg's leading. I don't need telling. Maybe it's a bit of encouragement to get me on the move. Matching Rosberg again in the middle sector. Rosberg again stays out. See, we could pit and try and undercut him and close the gap up even more, but
Our gap to first place is 2.6
let's see how we get on.
seconds.
So we go through turn 1, a little bit of oversteer, but we're all good. Perez still in P3, sorry, for Force India. Looking pretty strong they are this season.
There's about a lap's worth of spare fuel in the car. You won't be able to run in mix 3 for long with that.
So we're only about 5 100ths down on Rosberg in the first sector that time round. We're coming up to 10 laps to go now, so maybe Rosberg may do the one stop, maybe. I wonder. That'll be interesting. Maybe all these guys on softs will stay out to the end of the race, I wonder. We'll have to wait and find out. We're going on the soft tyre. Gives us the chance to stay out to the end of the race. Rosberg's still extending his lead a little bit, but not that much. As we're going to get into that tyre conservation now territory, in case Rosberg does indeed pit. And if he isn't, then we will have to, because I'm thinking he's going to pit around about lap 26, 27 I think for ultras. Or lap 27, and then that'll be the big talking point. I think that's when. So we'll see what our tyres are like lap 27 in the next 2 laps and see how we're going to get on with this. As long as we maintain the gap behind, I will take a podium anyway. Just as I said, the race pace is not up there yet with the leaders, as Rosberg now into the 3-second territory. But a podium, guys, is definitely on the cards for this team. As we're coming up, hopefully we should do well on our home patch as well, Silverstone. next race. As I said to you, we're not there just yet for race wins, but podiums, as I said at the halfway stage of the season, was my target, and we're getting there, actually. So not too bad. We're getting actually time on Rosberg in the middle sector, which is quite encouraging. But he's still far ahead, though. As Rosberg again stays out, we're going to come to the pit stop window very shortly. So we'll see what the gap is now. 3.1, it's now 3.2. So really, Rosberg and I are matching times right now. But behind, we're putting away from Perez even more, which obviously is important. So a lot of you are saying, some of you are saying pit, ultra softs, but see how these times are. We're going to keep the tyre wear thing on just for you guys, just to show you our tyre wear. But when you hit 70, that's when you definitely need to pit. So we're not there yet, of course, but we are getting close to that margin. You can see there Perez, he's pulled away from Pascal Wehrlein, who is now leading that train there. Even the safety car may come out, you never know, could spring a surprise. Still 3.3 seconds, so we are still matching him.
Conditions should remain dry. We will keep you informed of any changes to the weather.
So Rosberg's still staying out, but now is the time to think decision time. Because I think Rosberg may pit this lap coming up now. So we'll see what the gap is now. It's 3.2.
You'll be on the ultra softs.
So this is going to be quite interesting now. So what to get now? 3.4. So Rosberg's still getting a little bit there, a few hundredths. I see a puncher happening. Spud, don't jinx it now. Come on, we don't want to be jinxing it. When does it say we should pit, by the way? Lap 29 is when we should be pitting.
Some information on Raikkonen. They're speeding up again, so I expect they fix whatever the problem was.
What's the gap now? 3.7. Rosberg's flying at the minute on this lap. Got a good gap behind to Perez, which isn't my worry at the minute. And Rosberg is in the pits, guys. Rosberg is in for his final stop of the race. What tyre is he going on? That's the question. It's got to be Super Softs, surely. Surely Super Softs is the tyre he's going on. It is indeed Super Softs. So do I stay out, or do I pit next lap for Ultras? That's going to be the question on everyone's mind. Ricciardo, I believe, who's going to stay out to the end of the race, actually, on those Super Softs. He could actually win this race, you know, Ricciardo. I've got to think about that as well. Ricciardo could have a chance of winning this. Also Hamilton as well. Definitely got to think about him as well. So we're going to take a bit of a gamble here. I just feel it's too risky to go for a puncher. I think we'll pit. We're going to call it now. We'll pit this lap. Jump onto the Ultras. We've got a fresh set of Ultra set tyres, remember, guys. So we should be fine to the end of the race on them. With, what, 8 laps? We should be fine on them. So we'll box this lap. We'll react to Rosberg. We have to, realistically. And we've got to think about Ricciardo as well.
Okay, some information on Gutierrez. They're slowing down.
So we'll box this time. And see if we can pull this off now. Let's see how we get on. We'll pit a lap early. There goes Ricciardo, so he will lead this race, and it's in a definite contention here to win this one. Slow pit stop though from the boys, 2.9. There goes Rosberg, so Rosberg takes over a massive jump actually over us.
See these tyres through to the end now.
Hopefully we won't have anyone else coming up to us. No, we don't, so we're up to P3. We're still in the podium positions. Now we need to get our arses into gear now. Pascal Wehrlein, fastest man on track.
We have extra fuel available to us. Turn up the engine if you need it.
So now it's the time to push for us now. We've got 8 laps really to pull something out of the bag here. Right, Ricciardo's in the best position possible to win this one. And someone's slowing down actually on the track. I don't know who it is, but If it's Ricciardo, then that's a surprise. If it is, but I don't think it is. I think it's Gutierrez going very slowly. And it is indeed. Got a yellow flag out. Could this be a virtual safety car, maybe? Have to wait and see. There is Gutierrez's car. I think he's got a puncher. So he's off.
Okay, the incident has been cleared.
Green flag now.
Back up to racing speed.
And he's actually out of the race now, so he's trying to make it back to the pits. Couldn't get it done. Oh well, we move on. What's the gap then? 6 seconds to catch up to Rosberg and Ricciardo.
So
And
the
Perez.
teammate is
Perez fastest lap on of the race. So we're the only runners in the top 4. Oh, as Rosberg actually gets past Ricciardo. Oh, that was a big cut there. So Rosberg takes the lead of the race, passing Daniel Ricciardo. So Ricciardo's struggling on his tyres, surely, on those soft tyres. So maybe it's not the best tyre to be on, really. As Rosberg takes the lead of the race, but we're hunting him down quite quickly here. So going that extra lap forces us onto the ultra softs, but as we're now fastest of all in the middle sector, and the gap's coming down even more. 4 seconds now is that gap, but our tyres will go off quicker than Rosberg's super softs, who should be fine to the end of the race, of course. But we are going to most likely get the fastest lap of the race here comfortably. So we're about to find out right now. It's a 109.5 there from us there, as we're right on them now. And Ricciardo's not far off Rosberg, so we could maybe get some DRS here. Track extend. Gimme, please. Gap's 3.9, and obviously their battle that they're having is going to help me massively catch up. So you can see 14%, 16% on the fronts. Hamilton's up to P4 now. Hamilton with a bit of a recovery there, so pretty good drive from Lewis. Considering he had a 5 grid penalty, pitted a lap after he was on intermediate, so he lost a lot of ground, and he's done a very good job as Lewis. But it won't help him in this championship though, because Rosberg will extend his lead if it stays as it is. Rosberg's crossed the line. We've got 4 or 5 seconds behind them here, as we're now on to another lap. So we're coming up then to 5 laps to go then in this race.
Rosberg's out in front.
Rosberg still leads this, as we go purple now in the first sector by 100th of a second. Being very cautious on throttle now at the slow corner of turn 2 to reduce the wheel spin on the rears and burn them up. Just trying to stop any lockups possible now.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Got 5 laps of fuel as well. Running a little bit deep there. Shifting up to 5th to help us there. Gap's now 2.9 to Ricciardo. Not putting in as much as I would have liked. A little bit of curb there, pushes us a little bit wide, unsettles the car. Gap is coming down, lads, very quickly right now to Daniel Ricciardo, Danny Rick. We can see Rosberg now on the mini-map, just about, so we are catching him very quickly. 4 laps to go in this race. I just think we're not gonna, I don't think we're gonna win this, if I'm honest. I just feel Rosberg's just got too much pace on us. That race car is pretty impressive, but just gotta keep an eye on fuel actually. Fuel's the only issue I've got right now. We've got plenty of fuel. But maybe P2 is a good shout for us. Have to wait and see. Run a little bit wide again. Try and get a good exit. 2.3 is the gap. So as long as we can keep this low 10, high 9s on our worn Ultras, then it's not too bad, really. Bring a little bit wide again. So what's the gap now to Rosberg? I don't know what it is, actually, but I think it's about 5 seconds. So we are catching both of these up. Not much, though, to Rosberg, but definitely to Ricciardo. Just see Rosberg up the hill there as he's coming into turn 2.
We've pretty much burned off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long.
So the gap's now 2 seconds now to Ricciardo. As we're getting to that stage now where our tyres are just not working for us now. So it's not going to be a win today, I'm afraid. But a podium, either if we're third or second, is a massive achievement for the team, I have to say. But second will be nice. We could jump Haas, I think, if we get second place. Unless, obviously, no, both Haas's are out, so Haas aren't scoring points today. So we could jump. I don't know if we're going to jump Haas or not, if we stay third or not. We're slowly getting there, guys. We're slowly catching. Not Rosberg, unfortunately, but definitely Ricciardo. It's now 1.8 seconds with 2 laps to go, and our tyres are just going off and off and off right now. The grip is gone. See now 48%, 50% now on the Ultra Soft. So maybe the Super Soft was the best option, really, but oh well. It's worth trying. But it's been a good race, though. This race has been absolutely good to do, to race on. Absolutely brilliant. Lots of fun. So, absolutely happy that this stream has gone very well. Apart from the small technical issue from YouTube side of thing, which cut the stream off, which was really annoying. If I'm going to be honest with you guys, it did annoy me. But we're going to start the final lap then of this race. And I just don't think we've got the time, really, to catch up to Ricciardo. Maybe another lap, a few more laps. Anyway, it's the final lap of this race. It's now 2 seconds, so Ricciardo has got the grip now on those soft tyres. So definitely the Ultras was not the best decision, but we tried. But the Mercedes was too quick for us, and the Red Bulls as well. So this is quite encouraging. We're not that far off the pace of the top people. That's what's the most encouraging thing to take away from this race. We're slowly getting up to matching their pace of the top tier guys like Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari, to name a few. So we're just going to have to play it now tactically safe, not worry about fuel running out, and just drop it to lean, bring the car home, and bring home Littlemore GP's first podium of the season. A historic podium's about to happen. Rosberg's going to win this one. Fair play to Rosberg. It was good battling with him on the softs, but it was the switch to the super softs that brought him the victory here today. Rosberg wins in Austria. Ricciardo's going to come home in second, as Rosberg's got issues with his car as well. But we're going to come home, lads, in P3. First podium for the team. Brilliant drive. P3. What a drive. Bit annoyed with the Ultra strategy, but P3 anyway, lads.
Brilliant stuff from Mercedes today. That's another historic win. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
Well, the safety car completely changed the race, didn't it? It's hard to say exactly what would have happened without it, but there's no question that they came out of that situation in a good position.
And here are our podium drivers today. After
yes,
that
lads, there's
race.
us on the podium.
They've excelled here,
P3,
as
lads.
they so often do, and it's a well-deserved victory. Mercedes, then, are on top today.
P3, lads. Absolutely fantastic job there. Oh, God, that was a weird moment, burping at that time. But there's us first taste of champagne this season. In our very first season, a podium finish. Absolutely fantastic. Could have been better, but just a bad strategy call there for myself, if I'm honest with you. But I'll take P3 anyway. Here's Crofty.
And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. It's a good result for Nico Rosberg, who extends his advantage at the top of the championship. Now then, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Well, I have to give it to Kimi Räikkönen. Consistency, good battle, sensible driving. He can be pleased with that performance today.
And here's how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes have extended their lead at the top of the standings. Another team that will be satisfied with this Grand Prix is Sauber, whose good results moves them further up the championship. It was great having you with us for this weekend. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Until next time though, goodbye.
So lads, here's the result then. Even though Crofty mentioned flipping Sauber, which really annoys me a little bit on there, it is Nico Rosberg winning this race by 4 seconds from Daniel Ricciardo. We get our first podium of the season, lads. Absolutely fantastic with that one. A brilliant drive there from me. And we got the fastest lap of the race as well, which I'll definitely take that away. Hamilton P4, Perez P5, Massa P6, Bottas P7, Pascal Wehrlein down in 9th when he was 4th at one point, battling with Perez for that one. It was a good battle there between them. Haryanto P8, Raikkonen gets the last points paying position, and Vettel down in 13th. Our teammate 16th, doesn't really get anywhere. Max Verstappen though down in 19th. I don't know what happened to Max. Poor strategy call, and both Hasses of Gutierrez and the French baguette himself, Romain Grosjean in 22nd place. But what does that mean for the Drivers' Championship then, guys? It is that Rosberg extends his lead now to 21 points, I believe that is. I can't really see because I'm not looking at the screen, as I'm just getting everything ready for the next thing that I'm going to be doing. 21 points from Lewis Hamilton. Verstappen even further back now, 75 points. But it's really now between Rosberg and Hamilton for the Drivers' Championship now, if I'm going to be brutally honest with you guys. So let me know who you think will win the championship between these two Mercedes drivers. Love to see what you think. Where are we in the championship? We're P13, lads. We've got a massive gain of 5 positions over the pack. Look at those red arrows there. And we're only 1 point behind Haryanto, the Lord and Saviour, as well. So that's quite interesting. But at the front there, Ricciardo's up to P4, Perez is up to P7, and Haryanto and myself move up to 12 and 13 respectively. In the Constructors, we've jumped Haas as well. We're now only 6 points behind our former team, which is Toro Rosso there, on 21 points. But Mercedes outscoring the whole field massively, which is a bit of a shame. But we'll take it on the chin. On there, that Mercedes were going to walk this Constructors' Championship there. But what a race that was, guys. I'm absolutely stoked that you guys are still in here. On there, Ramsey knows what he's got to be doing there with the love from him there. But we're going to wrap this up then for YouTube surfing. So Twitch, please stay where you are. I will be on for a few minutes. But we're going to do the one thing that I did say that we were going to do in this episode. It is, of course, the engine upgrade. The huge upgrade which will pull us even closer to Toro Rosso and jump them maybe. As we'll just get some cheeky +1s there for our expectations. Maybe get a contract offer from teams, but I don't really want to do that, if I'm honest with you. But before we do anything, where's the engine mode? Thank you very much. Boom. There we go. And we're going to be jumping ahead of Toro Rosso and even close to Force India. So lads, we are actually now near the centre of that performance comparison there. We're so close. So close on there. So absolutely proud of that. Hope you guys are proud of me for getting our little more GP car up on the podium for the first time. But I'm going to wrap it up there now, guys, for YouTube. So make sure to slap a like for our podium there, guys. Let's get some hype for that in the chat as well. Make sure to subscribe if you want more of this career mode. The more likes, the more subscriptions we get, guys, the more I'll bring this out more often. Tomorrow there'll be Race with the Sub, so career mode will be back on Friday with our special Silverstone livery with you guys that have donated to the channel. I will leave it open till tonight before I will stop any more people getting on there. So if you have donated to the channel, guys, please inform me on Twitter or Facebook so I can get your picture on to the car for Chris that he's going to be making it. But until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching this, and I'll see you tomorrow for Race with the Subs at 8 PM UK time, and for the career mode it will be back on Friday at Silverstone. Until then, have a great day, guys, and for YouTube I'll see you guys next time. Until then, goodbye on YouTube. Take care, guys.